Okay, so now we've gone through the Endurance Alley, despite I did have a pretty okay run, but now let's go ahead and move on to the minigame tour. Play any minigames you've collected on the minigame tour bus. So, yeah, and this means is the fact that we can able to show off some of these remaining minigames that we have not played yet, including the extra 4 minigames that we'll show it off until the one of those individual videos during at some point throughout this weekend, so mainly for tomorrow most likely. So yeah, this is what you're able to expect, that you're able to play any mini games in order, so you've still got like, you know, full player games and all that stuff, and yeah, let's just dive right into the forms of well, some of these mini games that we have seen or not seen yet throughout the majority of Mario Party 6. So, we've obviously got one more 4-player game, and technically one more 1 vs 3 mini game, just because of that day version of Conveyor Bolt, and as well as a couple of mini games from the 2 vs 2 games, and also quite a few from dual mini games, and we played DK mini games, and we've played Bowser minigames, and we have not played rare minigames, but again, we'll save that until tomorrow. So in this case though, let's get into the actual main treatment for this video, and that's of course the unseen minigames that we have not seen yet. So, of course, the only one 4-player minigame we have not seen yet is Money Belt. So, yeah, which is kind of ironic, because we were expecting to able to play this minigame if we keep on collecting coins in party mode, but we didn't get a chance. So, open boxes to find coins, watch the boxes as they get X-rayed to see what's inside, keep any coins you find. So, yeah, basically, you have to able to do some sort of like a concentration going on here, so that you can able to see what's inside in these boxes from that little X-ray vision kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty simple. So, even though every once in a while, though, you might able to stumble across these different kinds of traps, like these little, well, let's just say Jack-in-a-Box punch or something like that, as well as the bombs you also have to avoid as well, because you might as well get your chance to able to miss some of these specific coins. So, and it looks like I keep on getting some really good ones during the, throughout the whole entire minigame. Oh, and by the way, as you notice that I've seemed able to got myself 19 coins, that's the only maximum you can able to reach up to. It's not a mistake or anything, it just usually happens like this. So I just want to keep you guys to able to noticing this. So yeah, we pretty much played every single 4-player minigames now. So let's move on to, well, let's just say 1 vs 3, because technically we've already played Conveyor Bolt, but we have already played the nighttime version, but we've not actually played the daytime version. So we figured we might as well able to do this anyway. So yeah, I'm about to compete against with the other 3 players right here. So yeah, let's get to it. So even then, does the rules change? Yes, it did. So 1 player rides on a cloud Kahoot, dropping thunderbolts. The other 3 players have to avoid them to survive. So, and obviously if you see on screen that obviously unlike the nighttime version of this minigame, that basically those conveyor belts are now start moving. And also those spikes actually shows up as well, so there's quite a few things you have to avoid, assuming if you're in a team of 3. So because of that, for the team of 1, all you have to do is basically you have to drop those thunderbolts, and that's about it. So you have to get all 3 of them out. So yeah, pretty it's pure something. And I think that's pretty much about it for 1 vs 3 minigames, aside from quite a few 3, like, well, let's just say 3 1 vs 3 mic minigames that we have not seen yet, but we'll save that until the next few weekends later. So, of course, let's move on to 2 vs 2 minigames now. So, first off, we have Garden Grab. So, in this case, let's do a traditional Mario Bros versus the Wario Bros. So, yeah, let's get this thing to it. So, team up with a partner to uproot a giant carrot. Press the displayed button to pull. The team to uproot its carrot first wins. Now, there's actually a difference to this, though, from between day and night cycle. Well, nothing major, aside from the fact that you weren't able to see regular walking in the background in a daytime version, whilst in the nighttime version, he suddenly changed into Flutter. So, well, usually relatively speaking, there's also another differences between the English version, as you saw, compared to the Japanese release of the game. Because in the Japanese version of Mario Party 6 in Golden Grab, you're able to actually uproot the, well, let's say a radish, or anything else like that, whilst in the English version, you're able to pull out a carrot. So, yeah, that's the only differences between, you know, English version compared to the Japanese version. So yeah, you just have to do a ridiculous button mashing at the end, such as, well, Y on my side, and my partner companion Luigi, he's probably gonna deal with the actual, well, the A button. So yeah, it's a pretty simple and easy minigame when you get the down of it. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for Golden Grab. And now let's move on to the next unseen minigame, which is Light Breeze. And this minigame can only be accessible in nighttime if you play on any kind of boards. So anyway, swing your fan to spin a wind turbine and generate electricity. The first team to fill their electricity meter wins. So, yeah, very similar to Take a Breather from Mario Party 4, that we have to press L and R, you know, alternatively, so that way you can able to actually just, you know, deal with a lot of button mashing and all that stuff, much like Take a Breather from Mario Party 4. But this time around, though, in 2 versus 2 fashion, so, oh jeez, this is going to be a lot more difficult than it looks. So yeah, the more you, you know, do that, then it will, you know, get the actual meter go a little bit more faster than the attempt to. So, huzzah, we managed to win it. But, anyway, so now let's go ahead and move on to, well, technically, let's head back into Mullet for a second, because I know for the fact that we keep on playing the daytime version, but it turns out in the nighttime version is actually a lot different compared to the forms of the daytime version, so we'll go for, you know, once again, Mario Brothers versus the Wario Brothers kind of stuff again. So, anyways, let's switch over to, nighttime here. So, even Endo, so hopefully we'll see some different rules. Ground pound Monty Malls that peek out of pipes. The team with the most points wins. I have to admit though right away is the fact that I feel like that the nighttime version of this minigame is a bit difficult in comparison to the daytime version, because for one, you're obviously doing ground pounds instead of jumping. And as a result though, it might be a bit cramped for my taste, especially noticeable that sometimes piranha plants will pop up, and especially noticeable that if you think you're about to be able to try to get, you know, good luck for able to try to get, you know, with these Monty Malls placements, well, most of the time though, I always keep on find myself just able to actually getting self screwed over, like my Luigi partner just managed to screw me up. But that's how it is for the most part with Mullet's nighttime version, so it's just there, but we somehow lost by 1 point. But at least I did try my best, so... Anyway, so that's that, and let's go ahead and move on to, I would say, the last 2 versus 2 minigame, and that is Burn Style. And let's go for Mario, and, well, I'm playing as Mario as usually, and my teammate this time will be Waluigi. So, anyway, jump to avoid the spiky turnstile. Whoever team is left standing wins. So it's going to be one of those survival types of minigames like this. And the more you progress, that the actual turnstile is actually going to get ridiculously fast. Like, you'll see why in just a moment. And it gets pretty intense though, to top it off as well. So, anyways, let's go ahead and do this. Alright, Waluigi, you know what to do. You just gonna have to, like, walk around and just try to, you know, do a bit of a timing jump or what have you. In fact, this particular minigame does remind me of Hard Rope Jump for a little bit on Mario Party 1 and Mario Party 2, even though the only difference is this time is that it's 2 versus 2 minigame as opposed to 4-player minigame, so... And somehow I somehow won. Even though that both Luigi and Wario did both manage able to get knocked out at the same time, so... Anyway, so that's it for 2 versus 2 minigames, so pretty cool, and yeah, everything's all comes together. So now let's go ahead and move on to the dual minigames. And sadly though, is the fact that the 2 minigames that we have not played yet are both luck-based, which is pitiful. Oh my god, why do I even begin with this minigame? I'll get to more about it until any moment's notice. So choose one of the 3 ropes. Whoever chooses correctly and swings to the platform wins. This is pretty much a spiritual sequel to the worst minigame in Mario Party 5, Get a Rope. What do I mean by that? You pick a rope and you guessed it, someone randomly wins. And this will have to be the worst minigame in Mario Party 6, because I said this before, this is the exact same minigame as my least favorite minigame in Mario Party 5, Get a Rope. I mean, seriously, inexcusable Hudson Soft. I mean, stop with this whole luck-based minigames. I mean, luckily for me, I did manage to win somehow, but still, if you want to wager stars or anything, well, good luck. But anyways, thankfully we did manage to able to show that at the very least at the end, so that's something I suppose. Now let's move on to the last duel minigame we can finally get a chance to play. That is Trick or Treat. Even though we've already seen this in Mount Duel, but aside from that, I didn't get a chance to play it. So, 4 shady trees will shuffle and dance. When they stop, it's up to you to pick the tallest tree. Whoever picks the tallest wins. So again, it's another one of those luck-based minigames, much like Pitiful and Strawberry Shortviews, and except the fact that we have to pick one of those tallest trees. So that's essentially how you're gonna do with this. So again, some of these minigames like this is not my kind of thing, but at least we've already seen this like twice. So except I didn't get a chance to play it. So if I take a guess, I'll take that one. On the far right, and what is Warrior gonna pick? He's gonna go from the far left. Okay, so who's gonna win this somehow? Oh, somehow win! Okay, so despite I usually despise these kinds of luck-based minigames like this, I somehow still win. So, I'm guessing that gods might able to like me somehow? But anyways, that's it for the duel minigames, and they're pretty good, even though a few bombers aside. So yeah, I suppose we should probably save until tomorrow's video that we can tackle through the only 4 rare minigames of how this game offers.